Welcome to Daily Bible Devotions. This whole week we're going to talk about miracles, and we mentioned yesterday that not all unusual events are miracles. So, for an act of God to be an unmistakable sign from God, the act would have to meet certain criteria that would distinguish God's acts from any other unusual event. So, like a king's seal, which we talked about yesterday, God's sign must be unique, easily recognizable, and something that only God can do. In other words, it has to have characteristics that cannot be explained by natural laws, natural forces, or anything else in the physical universe. After all, that's how we define miracles. So, what would this criteria look like? As we saw from the cosmological, teleological, and moral argument, God alone has infinite power, supreme design and purpose, and complete moral purity. Now, if we're saying that based on these arguments, this would be the characteristics of God, any act of God, any seal coming from this divine supreme being would have to show or manifest those characteristics. Therefore, it seems reasonable to assume that his acts would display or contain elements of these attributes. So the criteria for true miracles include: first, an instantaneous beginning of a powerful act, as evidenced by the cosmological argument, such as the beginning of the universe. Second, intelligent design and purpose, as evidenced by the teleological argument, such as the precise design of the universe for the purpose of supporting life and the specified and complex design of life itself. And third and lastly, the promotion of good or right behavior, as evidenced by the moral argument, such as the moral law pressing on us. The power component of miracles means the sign could not be explained naturally, for if a natural cause is possible, then the sign cannot be definitely identified as a miracle. A miracle has an unmistakable supernatural cause, one that transcends nature, because that's how we define miracles. If it can be explained naturally, then it cannot be a miracle. The design component means that any sign done without an obvious purpose, such as to confirm a truth or a messenger of truth or to bring glory to God, that is probably not a sign from God if it doesn't have that purpose. In other words, God is not likely to do miracles for mere entertainment purposes. Just like most earthly kings will not use their seals lightly, the king of the universe is not likely to use his seal for frivolous or light reasons. After all, if we were to use miracles for mere entertainment, then we would be less likely to recognize his intent when he was trying to confirm a new truth or a new messenger. So as not to cry wolf, miracles must be focused on promoting a truth claim and must be relatively rare if they are going to be effective. The moral component of miracles means that any sign connected with error or immorality cannot be a sign from God. Error and immorality are against God's nature because He is the unchanging standard of truth and morality. He cannot confirm error or immorality. With these criteria, instantaneous power, intelligent design, and morality, we can identify what unusual events are true signs from God. Notice that we drew this criteria from what we've learned about God from the natural world and what we've learned about the limits of nature itself. The Bible agrees with our assessment by calling events that meet these same criteria miracles. And both the Bible and the Quran teach that miracles have been used to confirm a word from God. Now, I present to you a table of different kinds of unusual events, and you can see from this table that among the unusual events, one of it is what we call miracles. But there are other unusual events which can be explained in some other way. If they don't meet the criteria that we've mentioned, that means they're not miracles. Now, in the next 2 days, we're going to explore these other unusual events. But what's important is for us to have the discernment, the understanding to distinguish miracles from others, and understanding the criteria based on the three arguments that we've studied in the past is very important in